Hello! Welcome to White Throat Tarot, where the reader is bubbly, but the readings can get dark. And today we might actually be getting extra dark because what I'm going to be doing is reading for not just the collective, but just general world events. So I got me this deck and I asked it what it wanted to be used for, and that was the answer that I got. It also reads a little differently than my other ones do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and split the deck in three. Pick the card, King of Cups. All right, King of Cups. You are Page of Pentacles, Five of Swords. Okay, and then flip, flip, flip. And I haven't incorporated these in the readings that I do, that I have done up until this point, but these are my dowsing rods. This is yes, this is no. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and hold these while I talk just so that I know that I'm getting something right here. I believe that the King of Wands represents the small rebellious movements that are happening around the country and around the world. And this means Palestine, Ukraine fighting back, the American citizens fighting back. Three of Swords, that to me feels like it's on the end of the Emperor, representing tradition, structure, the hierarchy, top-down hierarchy, dogma, maybe even organized religion. We are looking at the turbulence before change, before new. Five of Swords, that ties into the current state of conflict. Page of Pentacles, new opportunities, small offers towards the King of Cups. That feels like, because the King of Cups is looking away from the Page of Pentacles, this feels like the offer will not be accepted. The King of Cups, to me, it represents the people that are still living from the heart, not for greed, not for material gain. People who genuinely want, I just heard, we can't be bribed. We want change, we can't be bribed. Pulling from the Alchemy deck. How is this going to go? I did predict 4 years ago that we were looking at a more spiritually liberating time, that things were going to change so drastically and become something a little more outlandish than what we have now. Less structure, more people becoming more aligned with their purpose, was the sense that I got 4 years ago at least. Gold. Oil of vitriol. and breath. Ooh, what is this? 35. Here we go. Oil of vitriol, acidity, resentment, purification. When the green lion appears, a great alchemical reckoning is afoot. Long standing frustration and imbalance cause this regal creature to lash out unconsciously, consuming all in its path. Be prepared for emotional turmoil as the lion thrashes about. Don't worry, these changes are necessary for growth and in the end will be a relief to all. Purification is the lion's aim, and it's determined to get there one way or another. When this card appears, the question must be asked: am I the green lion or the sun? The one consuming or the one being consumed? It is said that finding oneself in the mouth of the lion is a necessary moment on any spiritual path. As the discomfort passes, the sun's beams shine all the brighter. Gold, 26. The alchemist's gold is no ordinary gold. It is not found in rings or coins or necklaces. It is a substance buried deep within, sometimes referred to as gold of the wise, philosophic gold, the ethereal stone, or the divine quintessence, among countless other names. For our purposes, we seek not the physical metal, but the mystical essence within each alchemist. How do we recognize it? It mimics qualities of the metal itself, soft and radiant, and its planetary counterpart, the sun, warm and bright. It's no wonder gold is associated with the heart. When this card arrives, there is something of incredible value at hand. It is marvelous and rare. Cherish it, get to know its properties and its source. The gold card carries a distinct shadow. If mistaken for a purely physical material, it can lead to greed and excess, causing the alchemists to lose their way. Reverence is the key. And finally, breath. That's 36. Inspiration, presence, life force. There is no more direct way to practice alchemy than to study Pneuma. We all have access to the mystical phenomenon known as the breath. It occurs at every moment, gracing us with the gift of existence upon the physical plane. If alchemy, as is suggested in this book, is the merging of physical and mystical, then this card serves as our ever reliant bridge. It is the magical within us, the expanding and generating life force that animates our life. This card may appear simple, but it is not. No matter how advanced you are in studying the breath, if you heed the message of this card, you will find it has more to teach. Bow to it at this very moment, and you will discover the work revitalizes itself. New space opens. Pneuma is your lifelong alchemical ally, stating its love with every inhale and exhale. Okay, so I think my message from 4 years ago and a reminder that I put out in my personal social media at the beginning of, I think it was last year, still stands. And maybe it can reach a wider audience here outside of my own friends and family. But the sense that I have been getting is that we are being asked to really consider what our purpose is. And I've been doing some personal readings for people here and there, and I've noticed that it's been a theme. But when we talk about purpose, a lot of us seem to think that a purpose is a profession, a career, a status, a certain income. Or they think that they're supposed to, I don't know, save lives or do something big. But I think what's being really evaluated right now with the state of the world is whether or not we are living in our hearts. Because when you think about the way children are, they are pure. Sometimes they're assholes, but we also know that it's not malicious. You know, when, if for example, a grown woman bit me, I would think that there was something wrong with her. I would also probably be very mad because she should know better. If a kid bit me or if a dog bit me, I would be like, WTF. But I'd be like, well, I mean, it's an animal or that's a child. You know, they don't know any better. Children still exist in a state of love because love is not a feeling. Love is not just romantic, it's not just between romantic partners. Love is a frequency. It's not a feeling, it's a frequency. And children, they haven't been bombarded quite yet with peanut butter. What does that mean? Okay, so just imagine we're all born a bright light bulb, and then the world comes in with its conditioning. You're a girl, so you're supposed to be more like this. You're a guy, so you're supposed to be more like this. You're supposed to, you know, go to school, get a job, find a partner, marry them, have children with them, pay bills, and then die. Conditioning, or religious dogma, conditioning. And when you get hit with all that, you get peanut butter smeared all over your light bulb and you start to lose your essence. And that's why children tend to be so much more intuitive and in touch with their gifts than adults are. That's why I say that spiritual growth and healing is not about becoming who you are not, becoming someone else. It's about becoming who you really are. Because who you really are is that bright light bulb before the world got its hands on you, before the world told you who you're supposed to be, or how you're supposed to behave, what you're supposed to think, before you started experiencing heartbreak, before the blindfold went on, before you started developing your defense mechanisms, your coping mechanisms, your avoidance, your fear of others. That is the stuff that brought you further and further away from your truth, which is love. It brought you further and further away from your foundation. So, love is a frequency. Children, animals, they exist in that frequency. And we are being asked, are we living true to our hearts? Are we living in love? Because it looks like a lot of what society is built on is greed. It's greed, it's fear, it's them versus us, because nothing bands people together quite like a common enemy. And we are being asked to return to our true nature. And so, I'm just here to reassure you that no matter how bad it looks, no matter how scary it is right now, we will be okay. Because we are opening up. We are collectively progressing. We are collectively evolving, changing. Even just the personal transformations that we just went through with the eclipse season and the Virgo full moon. This is what change looks like. But as scary as it is, don't let it destroy you. Don't let it dishearten you. Don't let it scare you. Don't let it make you further the divide. Humans were built to connect. If we stay together, if we live in love, if we look out for each other, we'll be A-okay. Emperor showed up in the reverse this time. This is just what change looks like. And if you need to see it to believe it, here are the rods. Again, this is yes, this is no. We'll go through a significant period of turbulence for a while. But when we reemerge, the world will be different, but better. Stay kind out there, folks. That's what matters right now.